think COVID is scary? Ever heard of the Black Death that eradicated a third of Europe's population and killed somewhere around 200 million people worldwide? Yes, we are talking about the infamous Bubonic Plague. You'll be surprised to know that it is still alive and present in the modern world today. Unquestionably, the Black Death or the Bubonic Plague is one of the worst catastrophes humankind has ever witnessed. Keep watching to find out more about what makes it so. But before, make sure you like the video. Let's begin. Bubonic Plague, very well known as Black Death, is a serious bacterial infection caused by the bacteria Yersinia pestis. It is transmitted through the bite of infected rat fleas. Those affected by the plague died very quickly and horribly from high fever and swelling. In fact, it has been recorded that the victims of Black Death usually died within 12 hours of getting infected. But how did it all start? Well, the Bubonic Plague was first identified in the 14th century. It was during the time when living conditions were far from ideal. Humans lived in close contact with rats. At the time, black rats were quite common. They also used to carry the bacteria Yersinia pestis. Those rats were responsible for spreading the virus to fleas, and the fleas then transmitted the same to humans. Hence the plague. The first pandemic or Justinian plague probably came from China, spreading through Asia, Middle East, Africa, and Europe. The second pandemic or Black Death arrived in Messina in Sicily. It probably came from Central Asia via Genoese ships carrying flea-laden rats in October 1347. It initiated a wave of plague infections that rapidly spread across most of Europe like a relentless wildfire. At least 1/3 of the European population died from the Black Death between 1347 and 1352. It created utter chaos all around the world. The Bubonic Plague also transformed the European society and economy because of severe labor shortages in farming and skilled crafts. The entire blame was put on the minorities, which further led to violent massacres. It didn't just end there. Much later, the bacteria was almost used as a weapon during Cold War. From the medical perspective, the plague is not only deadly but highly contagious as well. After an incubation period of 3 to 7 days, you experience sudden flu symptoms. First, you develop painful lesions on the groin, armpits, neck, which is known as bubis, the black plague. Internal bleeding then turns your fingers black and you start vomiting blood. As the disease progresses, you lapse into constant seizures and into a coma, which ultimately leads to death. If the bacteria enters your lungs, it can lead to pneumonic plague, which can spread like the flu and is far more dangerous than the bubonic plague. It can lead to death in less than 36 hours. In medical terms, the common symptoms of bubonic plague or Black Death include sudden high fever and chills, pain in the areas of abdomen, arms and legs, headaches, large and swollen lumps in the lymph nodes that develop and leak pus. Wondering how it can all be prevented? Simple. Ensure that your home and yard are inhospitable to rodents. Don't leave places for them to hide or food for them to eat. This means cleaning up the clutter and being very careful when feeding animals. Flea control products should be used on your pests, especially if they have free access to the outdoors. Take sick pets to the vet immediately. Wear protective clothing, especially gloves if you handle dead animals. Wear insect repellent if you go to the wooded areas or other areas where fleas may be present. Look for repellents that use DEET or permethrin. Speaking of the bubonic plague in the present times, like we already mentioned, bubonic plague is still alive and present today. What's more, it infects around 2,000 people every year. It was only a few months back in April when the World Health Organization reported 56 cases of plague in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, The plague also took 2 lives. This recent outbreak is currently focused in 2 health areas, Russia and Lokpa. However, it's crucial for all of us to learn actions that we can take to stay healthy and safe. That's exactly what we intend to do through these videos. So make sure to check out our channel for interesting and informative medical videos. And do not forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.